What can we do? What can lawmakers do to kind of strengthen the security at schools? Phil, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it's just regrettable that we even have to be talking about what we have to do to create almost a penal environment for our students. And my hope is that the legislature and our Congress will address this issue by talking about what is it that creates the behavior of very few people, in this case one individual who has basically ruined the lives of 26 people and probably many more.
So you're kind of going into the psychological aspect of dealing with the people.
Yeah, let's talk about what is it that drives people to make these decisions to commit these acts so that we can prevent them.
Right. Well, and what can we as a state do to kind of help these people to stop going to the place where they go, where all of this happens?
Yes.
Yeah, there are two sides to this, of course. There are two sides to the coin. One is, how do we prevent people from doing what it is that happened, but also how do we get the tools that were used to massacre these kids out of the hands of folks like this, right? And that gets into the gun control debate. And what Commissioner Bowen has done is right. We have to be safe in our schools, and we have to make sure we have plans. In fact, it sounds like the school in Connecticut had plans in place, and teachers knew what to do, and those were good things. Now, of course, you're never going to be able to protect yourself from somebody like this who's got an assault rifle, who's just spraying bullets everywhere and massacring people. So that's got to be part of the conversation, although it's a difficult one.
Right, because, I mean, that person was going to make it into that school. It's really, there isn't anything you can do to stop that kind of thing.
Well, let's remember that Connecticut has some of the most stringent gun laws in the country. That school was a no-gun zone. All of the precautionary legislative things that could be done to keep that place safe were in place. And this person was driven to violate.
But they have some of the most stringent gun laws in a country where we don't have very stringent gun laws. So that's what you have to remember. It's remarkable. These were legal weapons for him to have. And that's where people are saying, how is it possible that it's legal for somebody to have a gun like this and go around and massacre people?
This argument comes up all the time, and usually it just goes away. Is this the first time that we're really going to have a serious talk about maybe changing firearm laws in the United States and here in Maine?
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, when I was in the Senate, I chaired the Criminal Justice Committee, and we dealt with gun bills all the time, and unfortunately, virtually every one of them got wiped out immediately. You know, you could barely even get a vote out of committee because the NRA and the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine are so powerful. I'm hopeful that the dynamic will change. I'm not sure that it will. My sense is if we really want to do something on this, we probably have to go to a referendum and have people vote on it and force the legislature's hand, because just haven't seen it in the past.
All right. What's your take on that?
I think we do need to have the conversation, and at the end of the day, what I want to see, Lee, is I want to see something that's implemented that will actually make a difference. And in this instance, whether this person came to this school with a gun that had a clip of 20 bullets versus 10 versus 5, I don't think the results will be much different. We have to do something that's going to change people's behavior or protect us from people who have these tendencies.
Real quick, do you think that that is possible? Do you think that the legislature, the state officials, mental health can come to something?
They have to. I think the public, after what has happened, has had enough. And as the president says, we need to take meaningful action. Now's the time.
And let's hope that's true. And mental health, I think, as Phil says, is a big... Remember, mental health's been cut in the state of Maine quite a bit, so they need to put a little more emphasis.
All right, again, we can talk about this forever. Thank you, guys, for your take on this. And again, the NRA is saying that they are going to have a news conference in Washington on Friday, so it'll be very interesting to hear what they have to say about this. We will take a break and be right back. Thank you.